Hey guys, Thomas Sulu Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, and it's about that time to start talking about E3 again. So I did this the prior 2 years, so I figured why not do it again to talk about what I think is going to happen at E3. Uh, Predictions. I did Google search some of the titles, and I'll just predict what I think will be in those games if I don't know what they are. I haven't done much research on some of these games. Others I know a little bit more about depending upon uh, what it is. And so, with that being said, one of the top things that I noticed on the website and one of the things I actually knew about was, of course, Death Stranding. So I think this will either be a third trailer, which will probably maybe even coincide with the first two, with those two comparisons, what they made with each other, or we might get some gameplay. Maybe I don't know. I doubt that to an extent, but maybe even a release date. I doubt that even more actually than the other thing I said. But yeah, Death Stranding is something that definitely has piqued my interest. I don't know if Konami would want to be around at E3 at the same time with all their Metal Gear Survive stuff, whatever wherever that is. I didn't actually put that down on my notes, but that is something I was thinking about separately, but I did want to mention that here at the very least to see if anything will ever come of that. So, moving that aside, Kingdom Hearts 3 was something we heard about a while back, so we did see a trailer showing off a little bit of what we can expect to see. Uh, I don't know if we'll actually get a release date. Uh, but I am expecting a little bit more of being able to see the world. Um, I know there's a Japanese gaming conference, so I that could also be a place where we can see some of these games I might be mentioning here as well. So keep that in mind. So Kingdom Hearts 3, I would consider something like that maybe also be placed on that conference instead, but we might see something here. So who knows? Moving on to something I definitely feel like is definitely going to be at the Japanese conference, but maybe here. I don't know, but Dynasty Warriors 9 is something I've been following quite frequently, so that is something that has popped up. I believe their website popped up last month, or it was either earlier this month. I don't remember which one, but anyway, Dynasty Warriors 9, it's probably definitely going to be more pronounced at the Japanese gaming conference, but I don't know if we'll get a little bit more detail at V3, a little bit wishy-washy on that one. I know the next game I'm going to be talking about actually did come out already, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Tekken 7. So we might get some like more like a battling sort of thing at E3. Who knows? But uh, so that might be a thing that happens. Next game I have on my list is something that I picked up from looking at Google, which is a game called Hunt, uh, which I don't know anything about. So my first two guesses based on that title alone is it's either going to be a hunting game or you are a character that is being hunted. Uh, so I don't know which one they're going toward. I didn't see any any things on that. So I'll look forward to seeing whatever trailer that's going to provide us with. Of course, the next game I'm going to be mentioning is Red Dead Redemption 2. I saw my brother play Red Dead Redemption a lot when that came out, and from what I recall, I'm not 100% sure about this, but the ending implied that I don't know, maybe there might be a new character. I don't know. I don't know enough about Red Dead Redemption 1 to like know where Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be following up. And speaking of that, I know there's the zombie game, and I'm kind of like blanking on it right now. I didn't write it down either, so I'm kind of mad at myself for not remembering that. The one with Joel and Ellie, we saw them appear at a very teaser-based trailer. That's what as much as I remember from that. So I expect to see a lot more from that game. Maybe even some gameplay if that's ready, but if not, definitely an extended version of the trailer, perhaps, or something on that game. So moving on, I saw something about there being no Shenmue 3, which is a game they said that was on Kickstarter, I believe on one of the previous E3s. I believe that was last year. So I don't know what that means, except that I guess there's going to be no Shenmue 3. Uh, so I don't know what that means. I assume that there might be something more geared toward the Japanese gaming conference, if anything else. Moving on, something that I don't really care about too much, but Destiny 2, for those who I guess are anticipating that, I did want to just get everything that I could find on this video. So, Destiny 2, I heard like some mixed reviews about Destiny 1, so I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Moving on to Star Wars Battlefront 2. I guess that game was successful enough to warrant a sequel. I don't know. I haven't paid too much attention to Star Wars games that often, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Expect there to be some more shooting. Is this from the same group that makes like Battlefield games? I'm not even 100% sure. Uh, I saw something about Halo 6. I don't even know what that means. I thought Halo was done at this point, but I guess not. I guess they're continuing their journey to Halo 6. So we'll see whatever that is. Moving on to Super Mario Odyssey, which is a game that I saw a little bit of. It seems like there's going to be exploring in the human world. So Mario is gonna take the whole sunshine thing to the next stage of his changing path, I guess. So yeah, there's that. And the last game I have noted, at least for here on this video, is Digimon's, and I highly doubt this will actually even show up either at E3 or even the Japanese gaming conference, just because of how small the game is in comparison. But Digimon World Story Cyber Sleuth, the sequel, I heard about this coming out from a few other sources. So, like I said, probably too small to show up on a conference stage. So I highly doubt it, but it would have been interesting to see something here. But I don't know when that's coming out, so it would have been interesting to see if they had showed up and actually announced like a release date here or at the Japanese conference if that's within the time frame before it comes out. I'm not sure, but anyway. And I'm pretty sure I missed a whole lot of games. I only covered the first few ones I'm probably the most interested in. I would say up until Red Dead Redemption 2. Uh, So everything else is a little bit wavering for me. So if I did miss out on any video games, please comment below the video games that I missed. I'm pretty sure I missed out on tons of games that we'll be seeing on E3. I did focus more on the Sony aspect of it since that is the console that I have. And I did try to mention a few Xbox games as well. I'm pretty sure Nintendo will have some stuff up their sleeves as well. Um, but I'm not sure what they have coming up after Link's the whole thing that came out. I don't know what they're planning next if because they already had like Star Fox and Super Mario is like the only thing I could think of that's like Nintendo related. So I think that's the big game that they're focusing on with Nintendo right now. Oh, and Sonic, yes. Sonic, what was it called? Shoot. There's a Sonic game that also was announced at some point, so I would expect to see something from that as well. Of course, I didn't mention even at all indie games. Of course, I'm always looking forward to those as well, because you never know when you have one of those indie darling games, like you have yourself your new Undertale or whatever. That's just the first one that comes to mind when I think of something that came out of the blue and then took the world, or the gaming world, I should say, by storm. So, those are my predictions for E3 for at least the games that I've covered here. Like I said again, if I missed out on any games, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to do something for June 13th through 15th. I might try to figure out how to live stream it. Hopefully, I'm not guaranteeing anything. Probably won't be able to figure it out in time. But yeah, at any rate, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, bye!